up and have. I mean, it's a great opportunity for SNL. I think to really hit that.
Yeah, he's Kim Jong Un. He's not like Allah.
Yeah, because that's one thing I was gonna say. Like we've seen this with Salman Rushdie. Where he writes a book and then he gets a fatwa put on him where they're gonna try to kill him, and it's awful.
But did they put out the? I mean, I was younger. But
his book came out.
They put out the book.
My dad has a copy of it.
Well,
so I haven't read it.
Maybe at the time there was, I don't know, know.
And then he married that Padma Lakshmi, so.
Yeah.
Applause for Salman Rushdie. He maximized that situation.
Yeah, he really.
Because that's the most impressive thing.
Yeah, you tell chicks you have a fatwa on you. And you get some really high.
But I mean, you look at what was it? That Danish cartoonist who drew like Muhammad in a paper, and then all of a sudden it was crazy, and then
stabbed him to death.
Then somebody on Facebook created an event invite that went viral. That was everybody draw Muhammad Day, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden that was leading to death threats because people were going to sit at home and draw a picture. And
absolutely,
you could draw a stick figure with a smiley face, and it's fine. But then you write, "This is Muhammad" right next to it, and all of a sudden that's going to get you a death threat, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
absolutely, it is insane. I want to just throw out a little idea here because by giving in a little bit to North Korea, I mean obviously the interview, but also they canceled a movie that Steve Carell was going to be in.
Right, that's true.
And who knows what else they're
in the development pipeline might have come along. Yeah,
we did the same thing with Hitler, where the American studios were real sensitive to the fact that, hey, we're making there's no money to be made selling to North Korea, but there's a lot of money to be made in the film industry in Europe, and Hitler did not appreciate, the positive portrayal of Jews, or so they censored back then.
Allegedly, neither did Walt Disney. But allegedly,
that's
a rumor.
Allegedly, yeah. Hey, he hired a lot of Jews. Anyway,
Mickey Mouse was a Jew.
I'm like the only person who spends time defending Walt Disney and Thomas Edison. But in any case,
Henry Ford was the other one they said was like a big Nazi.
Well, he really was. Rumor, He really was.
Hey, those assembly lines were like German efficiency right there.
That's right. I mean, there was Ford plants in Germany, right?
I don't know, but
I believe I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say yes.
I think they made trucks. I believe they made trucks.
Now,
and I think Hugo Boss made some outfits.
Yeah, that's true.
And in fact, when we were bombing Dresden, I think that some of those bombings avoided the American company that had factories over there.
Well,
and here's the thing: it's my podcast, so
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that. That's a beauty. It doesn't have to be a fact. It's
like
a fact now.
Wait. This is the first time I've heard we're now. All right, so
okay, I got to do some research.
Okay, no, but Ford, I think he started off genuinely as a pacifist. But then he believed absolutely that the Jews were behind all the wars, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about it is that you will find a lot of American Jews who are like, I don't want to drive a Ford.
Yeah.
Give me that VW. It's like, let's think that one through.
Yeah, let me drive a Mercedes, not a Ford. I won't do that.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's all I got on that.
I'm not putting any sauerkraut on my schnitzel.
There you go. Right.
That's my angry...
Yeah,
my wife hates it when I do that.
Oh, yeah.
When I put the sauerkraut on my schnitzel.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, classic vaudeville.
Anything else we've missed? I feel like we've talked a lot.
News topics?
Yeah. Any research we should do, or anything we're missing? We talked about
you guys.
We could talk about Jim Harbaugh maybe going to the Raiders at the end of the year. No, that's just me.
Here's the thing.
One man.
From the time I was 5 years old up until the beginning of this year, I was a diehard Minnesota Viking fan, NFL fan. I mean, I can't remember the last time I didn't.
Did
watch.
Adrian Peterson ruin it for you? Or?
Well, a number of things ruined it for me, but Roger Goodell, Ray Rice, name any of the other guys that have
Ray McDonald,
going back to Ray Lewis and so there's been a lot of that going. But then Adrian Peterson broke my heart. That was your favorite player on your favorite team.
Yeah,
and then I played last year. I think I played in 10 fantasy football teams leagues, and anyway, and I was in 3 this year because I was cutting it back. But on that first week, I dropped out. I said that no more NFL for me. I had to tell all my buddies I'm not playing in your league. They still wanted the $100. I'm like, Fuck you. I donated it to the Children's Aid Society, and I haven't watched a football game all year.
Wow.
You can't even be around open fields.
No. Yeah, I'll go out of my way to go around the high school and not look at the...
When he draws people, he can't even draw that almond shape for an eye anymore. Right.
No.
It's the wrong shape. It looks too much like a football.
If he sees a kid with his hands up, he starts crying.
Here's the thing. I thought, like, by doing this, I would get so much time back. I would spend time with my family. I'll do some work on
You're
that
wasting
book.
it on other stuff now.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I'm really into tennis now.
Yeah, but I mean, so
I've been dedicated my entire life to avoiding NFL games.
Yeah,
and I did watch one because I was at it, and it was like
Who was it?
It was the Rams versus the Redskins. That was the game I was at
In Anaheim?
in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
In
Okay.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I do watch the commercials at the Super Bowl, and then that's it. It's been pretty easy to avoid football my entire life.
You have much more productive Sundays than I do. That's
No,
what I mean.
I'm just as Randy. I waste as much time.
because Sundays is like 8 to 8, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
wall to
all
wall.
because I'm in 2 fantasy football league finals this weekend.
All right.
I made the finals in both my leagues, so it's like I'm like this whole week I've been like reading up on whether DeMarco Murray is going to actually play this weekend or not. Like I've got his backup. I don't know if I should play his backup or not.
I've been in
That's all that
fantasy
stuff.
football leagues without ever watching a game.
You probably
just-
won too.
I did all right. I didn't win, but I did all right.
No, that's funny. I've never gotten down the fantasy. I should. I once wrote a play in college about Pete Carroll.
Wow.
I went to USC, and
Oh, yeah.
I was there during like the ride with Reggie Bush and Pete Carroll, and like right at the height of when they had won like so many games in a row, and it looked like there was no end to it. I wrote a play about how the president of the university was spanking Pete Carroll because even though he won the national championship, like he let Oklahoma score too many points. And my buddy Kyle Mooney was Pete Carroll, and now Kyle's on SNL.
Nice.
We
wow.
put the play up at USC back 2005,
That
2006.
launched his career.
Football
no
humor.
credit for that.
Football humor.
Didn't
It's like,
launch anything.
You saw a bunch of games that, according
Cool.
to the NCAA, didn't happen
Right.
because they just voided a lot of them.
It's so unfair. I'll just say this, a real soapboxy, but like Reggie Bush took money from like an agent to help himself. USC didn't pay Reggie Bush.
Correct.
Some external agent paid Reggie Bush in hopes that Reggie Bush would like sign with him in
And
the
he
future.
didn't even sign with the guy.
And he didn't, and that's what came out because the guy burned him and talked. And so it's kind of
yeah.
unfair that they like slapped USC because I don't know what's going on in the halls of every part of USC, but to me, like what they proved was that some external dude did something. So it was weird that then they took back this national, because there's so many people involved.
Right,
yeah.
It's a lack of institutional control.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
we'll crack
it's a
down on
debate.
college sports, but
and since my mom went to UCLA, I'm totally in favor of taking it away from USC.
But
that's-
torturing people, we'll let people get away with that. But no, you are not going to fuck around with the college football system,
You know
man.
what I said about the torture? We put all the people who are defendants, the people who tortured and the people who supported it and the people who defended it. They're like defendants in a crime, and we're putting them on TV as if they're expert witnesses.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and then and it's the ultimate example of how the whole debate with white privilege and Ferguson and law enforcement. It's like if you break the law at the very top, somehow you never get prosecuted.
Yeah.
And so it's
Yeah.
it's not totally a white privilege thing. Like John Yoo, one of the guys who wrote the torture memos, obviously is not white. But I mean, like just the idea that people in power.
I think it's certainly a class privilege. thing we're
That's a
talking
great.
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's not always about race and more sometimes about class and access and money and access and power.
Yeah, you never get to see like the guy on trial for rape who then gets to testify or gets to go on the Sunday morning show and talk about how the woman wasn't raped. That's what Dick Cheney's doing. He's saying there's no torture. It's a bunch of crap. I don't even have to read it.
Here's a good point. Okay, like the an imaginary grand jury obviously has enough evidence to prove that the United States, has people who have broken laws with regards to torture and Geneva Convention or international treaties or blah blah. And so why is it that that's not happening? And part of it is that Obama came in, and this is one thing I disagreed with when he first came in. It was like, we want to turn the page. We want to look forward. We have to deal with the past. He would have had so much higher moral standing if he would have dealt with it. But it's so hard for him to come in and depose the former president, because it really, in their minds, it devalues America, and they use that argument to stop themselves from trying to change things by just being like, "Don't rock the boat, so we don't bring shame to our country."
It's a slippery slope, man. And I agree with you.
I think part
Definitely
of that was
went the wrong way on
he
that.
looked back at what happened with Bill Clinton and the way that he was so hounded while he was in office. And I think with Bush, there was a lot of stuff that went on, but he never got that same hounding from Congress. He was never under that same pressure from Congress. And I think Obama came in, and he didn't really want to start that up again, even though as soon as they had the chance, Congress has been doing all that to him. And he should have done it at the time. Absolutely, 100%. He should have had a Truth and Reconciliation Commission like we've had for other things we've done in this country. But
Right.
I love that Bush had to cancel a trip to Switzerland because he was invited by a Jewish charity, and turns out he might be arrested for war crimes or So he had to cancel that.
To Obama's credit, he's not going to look backwards, but he will look forwards and prosecute future crimes proactively.
He's calling the precogs.
How do you? That's what laws are for.
He's
They're all committed in the past.
He's got
He's
got the precogs from Minority Report working for him, and they can sort of happen.
Right.
Well, here's my solution, and this is what I think we should do. I think they should hold everyone accountable. I think they should indict Cheney and Bush and prosecute them to the full extent of the law or the international court. And then I think they should impeach Obama for everything that he's done with respect to the NSA and the drone program and everything else. And let's fucking clean house.
Good luck.
Start new.
Good luck.
Good luck, I think, is right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then I woke up. Yeah.
Who's the communist now?
It's a dream. It's a dream.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
That's a good dream. All right.
You guys got gigs coming up? I think we're getting close
Absolutely,
to wrapping up.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at Christmas at my parents' place.
Sweet, dude.
I'm just going to be opening
How much are
presents.
tickets for that?
I heard that's a
you're
sweet
opening
gig.
presents.
It's
Sweet
really,
gig.
I lost money on the tour. No, I'm doing a show Saturday night at LA Connection in Sherman Oaks at 10:30 p.m., an improv show. That's
Sweet.
something.
What's the name of your improv group?
So Funny It Squirts, but I don't. It's a little randy, so sometimes I just call it Squirts.
All right.
Nice. And so on when you go home for Christmas, do you do like Christmas Eve at home and then Christmas Day you go over to Bobby Jindal's house? Or how does that work?
I know. Unfortunately, I've only met Bobby Jindal once. I met him in the basement of the Notre Dame Cathedral, and I was with my family to go see an LSU Notre Dame football game way back in the day, way before he kind of ascended rapidly. And my dad and him knew, they're friendly and they talked, and I mean, it's interesting. Like, I think when Bobby ran the first time, my dad had supported like a different candidate, and that candidate didn't even go that far. But I think Bobby didn't. There was never.
Now it's the politics.
They never really aligned, I don't think. But they're still the same party, and they still actually agree on a lot of stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's
interesting, and it's not that way in every state where the lieutenant governor has to run on his own.
Yeah, sometimes they're really just in tandem. So sometimes he would have been having to be chosen by the gubernatorial candidate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
You got.
You can check me out. I've got a new comedy special just debuted on Amazon Prime. You can check out.
Oh wow.
It's called Hater. H8R. So just go to funnymat.com and you can find out all about it and find links to it, and you can go watch it. And every time you watch it, I get 8 cents because that's the great deal that I am as a businessman. Funnymat.com. And you can catch me live at the Ice House January 10th at 10:30 p.m. Doing a great show with Mike Martori and Neil Edwards and some other really funny people.
Cool.
So,
I know Martori.
yeah. Oh, he's a good time.
He's insane.
Talked to him 5 times on the phone today because he'll call you and then you hang up and he calls you again and then you hang up and he calls you again because there's always something he just forgot. It's like Columbo on phone calls. Like just one more thing.
One more thing.
Hey man, what was we talking about?
Yeah.
All right. That's all I
Great.
got. That's anything you want to add to that, Randy?
Thank you guys.
We're kind of wrapping up
pleasure.
for the year, right? So we're kind of going to be dark until the Hangover show, January 1st.
That's right.
I think.
Well, have a happy Kwanzaa, everyone that's listening.
Thank you.
This is the panel most qualified to wish people a happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, and happy war on Christmas. Please don't forget that.
All right.
We're doing battle.
Thanks so much. You've been listening to Left
of
of Wrong on Radio Titans.
Sleep tight, America.
Well, frankly, I couldn't care less